All right, guys, we need to talk about 4C hair. 4C hair, it's so challenging to grow, and I know because I have 4C hair. So if you are somebody with 4C hair, you're really gonna wanna stay tuned because I'm gonna share some of the things that I stopped doing on my hair growth journey that were working. And once I stopped doing it, I realized my hair stopped growing as full and thick and healthy. So what I wanna do in this video is share the things that I'm going back to get my hair growing and flourishing again. So these tips hopefully will help you with 4C hair. And if you don't have 4C hair, you're still gonna wanna stay tuned because 4C hair is so challenging to grow. The tips that I share in this video are kind of automatically gonna help you, maybe. Stay tuned and let's jump in. So if you guys don't know, I am currently on a journey of growing my hair back from damage. And I believe my hair has been damaged through heat, stress, and hard water. So in this video, I wanna share the top 5 things that I've been doing as of recently, and I've been seeing my hair just completely turn around. I'm seeing the thickness again. I'm actually seeing the length again, and I'm very excited to share some of these things with you. So let's jump in with the first thing that I started doing again, as I used to do this in the past, and that is scalp massages. So from the top of the year, there was a group of us in my community, and I decided, hey guys, we're doing a scalp massage challenge, and so many of you joined, and I thank you so much for your encouragement. I thank you for your support because it really helped me to stay consistent. It helped me to be accountable, and I needed that to even get some of the results that I'm gonna be sharing with you in this video. I personally use my scalp oil because it did help me once again with a lot of hair issues in the past. And so I just went back to using, once again, my scalp oil that worked for me. And I go ahead and I massage for 3 to 5 minutes. So the second thing that I started doing was I started doing hot oil treatments again. So this is where you get an oil of choice. You apply it to your hair, your scalp. You sit under the heat for 15, 20 minutes, half hour, and you just allow the oils and the heat to really help to strengthen your strands, to nourish your scalp. What I realized once the damage happened was that hot oil treatments are actually really good at helping to repair damaged hair, especially if you pair it with an oil that also does that thing. So what I was doing was I was doing hot oil treatments with Batana oil. Many of you do know that I did start a scalp massage challenge where we just used Batana oil, so we weren't using my scalp oil. And once again, I tried the Batana oil out for a month. So I do have a plain Batana oil, which I was using on my hair strands and doing hot oil treatments. And I do have a Batana rosemary mix that I was using on my edges. The reason I was using Batana oil was because Batana oil is known to help with repairing damaged hair strands. And I noticed that my hair was actually physically feeling stronger. I am going to continue to either do hot oil treatments twice a month or once a month because I really think that my hair needs it, especially as we get older. So let's talk about wash day. One of the things that I changed was that instead of washing with shampoo every week or every other week, I only wash once a month. And I realized that when I would wash my scalp with shampoo once a month, I wasn't detangling it as much, and I noticed that I was able to get my hair longer. I was able to retain some of that length. But what I realized was because I started washing just once a month, I noticed that I wasn't getting my hair wet as often. So I've had to reconcile that by doing something completely different as of 2026. And what I'm doing is I am washing with shampoo once for the month, but I'm also doing a non-shampoo wash day. So how does that look? Well, let's say the first of the month I'm washing my hair with shampoo. I'm waiting 2 weeks and then I'm only doing water washing only. And once again, what that does is it helps with the softness of my hair. It helps to keep the tangles at bay. It helps to prevent matting at the root. Now, once again, that brings me to the next point is that I don't put my hair in braids and twists as often. I actually do keep my hair in Bantu knots the majority of the time. I realized that on wash day, not only was it taking hours for me to detangle, but it also was causing more breakage because everything was matted, everything started to lock, and there was just more knots. Once again, when my hair is in those Bantu knots, it helps my strands to stay moisturized. I find that on wash day or detangle day, once again, I can easily get through my hair without all of the additional tangles from braids or twists. So another thing that I changed is I actually went back to using a wide tooth comb on wash day. I noticed less breakage when I use the wide tooth comb and then use the other combs. So with that being said, those are the top 5 things that I've changed in my regimen, things I've gone back to, and things that I've noticed are helping my hair to grow and flourish again. So now that I've shared some of the things that I've added back into my regimen, some of the new things that I'm doing, I want to share the things that I will not be doing. And the main thing that I don't want to do anymore is I don't want to use heat. So after about 2 or 3 years consistently of growing my hair, what I typically do is I use a blow dryer and a flat iron. And I like to use a blow dryer to see the length, to trim off some of those, those knots and tangles and split ends. And so heat has been useful on my hair growth journey. But what I've realized is every single time I use heat, there is some way, shape, or form, give it about 6 months to a year, and my hair just doesn't flourish. It's dry, it's brittle, it's fragile, and I'm not ever sure if it's the heat or some other factor. So what I wanna do is I wanna just lay off of the heat. So far, it's been about 2 years that I haven't used heat, and I'm gonna probably do another 2 or 3 years just because I've noticed that whenever I use heat, there is almost always damage at some point. The other thing that I will no longer be doing, at least for the foreseeable future, is I will not be putting my hair in twists and braids and leaving it like that for 4 weeks and beyond. So if I do put my hair in twists or braids, I'm going to try my best to take them down within 2 to 3 weeks. And that way, once again, I'm preventing that locking, that matting. Now, you guys know that I'm big on hair growth is not just regimen and it's not just products, but it's also diet. So 2 things that I'm doing that I stopped doing is I'm focusing again on those protein smoothies. And the second thing is I'm drinking more water. So make sure that you are focusing on your body as well, not just focusing on hair and products. So if you have 4C hair and you realize that your hair is just not growing and flourishing, put some of these tips into practice. Also, if you have questions, if you need help, then reach out to me or somebody from my team. Send an email, leave a comment, book a consultation, grab a free ebook in the description box below, join the group in September. Whatever you have to do, I am here to help you on your hair growth journey. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you think it would be helpful for anybody with 4C hair who you know. And once again, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't be a stranger. Let's stay connected, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.